But dude, you know what the problem is, man? Look at these magazines, right? Now you see thousands of magazines, thousands of magazines in here.
Yeah.
Look at this shit. Like even Pharrell, you got all these magazines, right? And the thing is, what people don't understand, like us as black people, all this shit is about perception. And like I was saying, okay, like we were just talking about, just looking at this one magazine, right? How many people do you think it take to make one fucking magazine? Companies, right?
You got the
At least 100 people or more.
You got the banking companies. You got the publishing company itself. You got the lawyers. You got the people who gonna
Got
make
the writers,
papers, you got
photographers,
the photographers. You got the
editors,
you
all
got
types of stuff.
People who gonna make it overseas because they're probably not even getting printed in
Right.
this country.
Shipping,
Shipping.
artwork, all types of shit, right?
People buying the supplies.
Exactly. The ink, the paper, all that shit, right? The printing, the press, all of that stuff, right? Now,
Designing everything.
and look how many magazines it is. It ain't like it's just one person doing one magazine. Now, times 100 to however many people it takes to do one magazine, times all of these fucking magazines, right? Now, you know what our problem is? As black people, this is what our problem is. We don't understand that it takes a fucking team to get shit done. See, our problem is we always want to fucking do shit individuals. We want to be like, oh, I did this by myself. Or this is my shit. Or I created this. It's not about that. That's what people don't understand, right? I'm gonna take my shit for example, right? And when I say my shit, I'm not saying like I'm trying to be this big shit. I'm only saying it because it's something that I'm working on, but I don't want to work on it by myself. Now, this is the problem I have right now, right? I have a clothing line that I started. Guess who the fucking main buyers are?
White people, Asian people.
Asians and fucking white people.
Let's say who the non-buyers are.
Who are the non-buyers? Even though they always talk about, yeah, they're gonna get it, or it look nice, or blah, 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 this and that. Black people. Our problem is we don't fucking support shit. We don't ever want to help support other people to build anything. Because look, think about it like this. Just to use that company, right? Let's just take the clothing line, for example. If we all got together and they can't say like, oh, well, I just don't like it. That's bullshit. It's at least one thing you're gonna like. At least one. You might not like every single t-shirt or every single sweatshirt that I make, but you're gonna like one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, imagine if everybody actually supported. It could be anything. It don't even gotta be just a clothing line. It could be anything. Website, anything, right? Just something that one of us made. We can go out, support it, and then grow it. You know what I mean? Now imagine if one of us, or all of us I should say, went out and we bought a shirt. Right? Now, everybody got a shirt. Just say if it's 100 people. You know what that's gonna do? That's gonna, if everybody got their shirt right, that's gonna start a snowball effect. Everybody's gonna start like, hey, where you get that from? Well, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna like it, but it's gonna be a lot of people that will. Then there's gonna be more and more people starting to buy it. What is that gonna create? That's gonna create more demand. What is that gonna do for me? That's gonna give me more orders. And on top of that, more orders than I can handle. So what is that gonna force me to do? Get help. Go hire more people, right? And then what is that gonna do? That's gonna grow a company. And then in turn, what is that gonna do? Create jobs. And then in turn, what is that gonna do?
Create more jobs.
Create more fucking of this, like if we open our store or some shit, right? Then we create more locations and then spread in different companies. And then from there, even go into other shit. Now we can make shoes. Now we can make perfume, cologne and perfume. Now we can make fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sun eyewear, anything. Get sponsors and all types of shit. See, that's our fucking problem. We don't understand. We don't think. We don't know. We don't understand business. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
Yeah, that's what I was saying to a lot of friends about hip hop and stuff. You know, they getting mad because the white people making all this money. But when you look at who bought hip hop, it's mostly white people.
Yep.
You know, it's not like they taken. It's not like black people bought $40 billion or whatever worth of hip hop music. Black
Right.
people not making that. I mean, I'm not saying they're not making them, but they're not buying that much black music.
Right.
You know? And you got these white kids just going around here just buying it up. And then what really sucked though about it was because black people didn't really. Well, they said they didn't have the money or whatever, but you can't. Back in those days when we were coming up, when I was coming up, we were taught business in the schools, and we were taught, to do things, to use your dictionaries and stuff like that. So a lot of people really don't have any skills. The ones my age and stuff, they don't have any skills.
Right.
And so, but the only thing was it was all about fame, and not going out there and saying, okay, well I got this product. Let me see how I can protect it, because they're always saying read the fine line. They're always saying protecting everything. So then white people are like, okay, fine. These, they're walking around. These white people, they walk around. They seeing their kids playing this black music and stuff, and then they investigate and say, okay, well let's invest in this so we can make some money. Then they kind of find out that the black people ain't doing that with it.
Right.
So then they go make deals, whatever, and they find the black people like, okay, because they're totally ignorant of the market for their money, for their product.
Right.
And so they're like, okay, fine. So they, selling in the white man, sell it to his neighborhood, and selling in Europe, selling in Asia, and then what a lot of people don't understand is they're not just selling a $10 record.
Right.
These people got to buy licenses too, which is gonna cost them hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Because they know they're gonna buy it, they're gonna make that money back.
Right. Exactly.
So they're making all this money, they're producing jobs and stuff
Right.
for everybody. So you got these people, even white people, going around hating black music and stuff, and everything. I'm like, somebody said that on this one group I was in, and I said, wait a minute, you can't criticize hip hop music because it made billions of dollars, and probably 90% of that billions of dollars went to white people. And then they shut it up, And so, but then I said, but don't worry, because probably 90% of the people buying hip hop are white anyway,
Exactly.
or people are not black people anyway. So the whole thing about it is, like I said in my videos, is that hey, black people don't value their own things. They get something and they don't see that it's.
They don't see the point. Yeah, that's what it is. We know what we do is fucking popular. We create shit, right? For the most part, the majority of shit that we see or that we have today or that's popular, I'm not saying everything, but a lot of shit, it originated in one way or another with black people. In one way or another. Either in a black country, whether it's the materials that came from a black country was created, or the art form was created by somebody black. You know what I'm saying? One way or another, black people influence the shit. Our problem is we don't value it, or we don't know what to do with it.
It's not that
We don't take it seriously or something like that.
Value it.
Yeah, we don't value. Yeah, basically, yeah.
If you don't value it, then you're not gonna take it serious, and you're not gonna go out and do it. Like
We don't know how to create businesses out of
like
it.
the what is it called?
Or capitalize on it.
The fashion industry.
Right.
During the slavery days, and even before that, black people were making that stuff. And then when they got freed and stuff, then white people started coming over and stuff and just started making stuff. Like Italy, alligator shoes. We
Right.
get alligator shoes in Italy and stuff. So the whole thing is, the whole fashion thing was all black. And then when white people came over, they took it over and sold to themselves. Pretty much. And then they said, oh, it look nice. And black people run over there, instead of making their own. Like, well, my great grandma was a slave and she was sewing. I ain't gonna sew. That's like on Facebook, they got this article, would you pick cotton for $250 an hour? And people in there like, no. And people in there like, no, I ain't gonna pick no cotton for $250.
Right.
And I'm like, what's wrong with picking cotton? Well, they slaves did it. picking cotton and slavery, there's no relations to that. The whole fact was slavery was bad because they didn't get paid,
Right.
and the treatment they
It
were
was just free labor.
getting. It was just free labor, and that was it.
But the actual picking cotton is just a normal. That's a job.
just a job
Like people
that
do
people
that,
do
even
that.
probably now.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, machines do it now, but you know.
yeah, I mean, but even like
But
in
still.
third world countries, I mean, like it's like what you're working for. Like look at the bookstore. What do they push? Paper.
Yeah.
Books,
Right.
commodities,
Mhm.
and what they getting paid for. You know, and then you know what? And this is another thing too. And I laugh at my brothers and stuff, and they be like, "Man, shit, I'm pissed, man, because I'm only getting pennies on the dollar." And I'm thinking like, if you're getting pennies on a dollar, you'd be fucking rich. You're not getting pennies on a dollar. You're getting pennies on millions of dollars or the
Right.
trillions of dollars, but you're not getting pennies on the dollar. Because if you get pennies on the dollar, come on, just imagine if you're getting 2 cents off of every dollar.
Right.
That's how much money you make.
Yeah.
You'd be like in the one top of 10%. You know, you're making a lot of money. So that's the whole thing. You know, people just don't value, and that's the whole thing. It goes back to school. You know, people don't pay attention. You know, it's like what Malcolm X says: only a fool will let his enemy educate his children.
Right. Right.
But I say only, but only a fool will educate the children of his enemies. You know, because when they started educating us, you know, and started getting that information back to us, then we started blowing up. And then what that does is it competes with them and their
Yeah, but
kids.
they can do that now because they so fucking far ahead now. They like hundreds of years ahead of us. You know what's so fucked up when
But-
you really think about it?
Uh-huh.
Think about this. Really think about it. This just lets you know how far ahead they are and how much we really don't understand this shit. How far ahead they are of us. These motherfuckers, we down here worrying about small shit like just working a damn job.
Yeah.
Right? These motherfuckers, their problems is they're trying to become transhuman or superhuman. Like they're trying to find out ways to make their DNA fucking
Better.
trying to make their DNA like robotic or some shit
Yeah.
that can make them live forever. Or they motherfucking asses they fucking building what's the word? Communities or space shuttles and all types of shit in space. You know what I mean? Like they doing some damn Star Wars shit.
Yeah.
And we still out here talking about some
Well,
small bullshit that
Yeah,
ain't nothing.
but actually what it is though, it's not so much that we're behind, because actually it's not that we're behind, you know, because you got a lot of black people in there who's doing something. Like, what did you tell me? Weren't you the one that told me about the no, you didn't tell me. Somebody told me about it was a black man who created the equation for this to get the ships up to the moon, you know, some black guy or something like that. I forgot. I think somebody else told me.
Oh,
And so
yeah, that wasn't you.
yeah,
I
and
think I know
so
what you're talking
there's a lot of people in those fields.
Yeah. But I'm talking
You know,
about
but
on the whole.
But yeah, on the whole, yeah. Well, especially in the States anyway.
Right.
But yeah, we just tripping. And then, like I said in my videos, I tell people, I said, listen, the only reason white people are ahead of black people is just for the mere fact that the parents had a lot to do with it. And the people don't see it. And I grew up in LA, in Beverly Hills, and Bel Air, and Brentwood, and all that stuff. And I got to see it firsthand. White people, professional white people, they use those same professional terms at work, they use it at home. And the kids pick it up from young kids, and they grow and they pick that stuff up.
Well, see-
I'm not saying that, but the black professional parents that I do that, they don't do that. They lead a
But see,
professional.
Ralph, you gotta understand something though.
Okay.
You gotta understand something. Now, that's why I say they are hundreds of years ahead of us, because you gotta understand, they did a number on us. We gotta take that into consideration. In reality, they are hundreds of years ahead of us. And it was by design. It's not like we was all on the same level playing field, but we just fucked up. That's not the issue. So I want people to understand, like, that's not. I'm not just trying to clown us like black people, like we ain't shit. You know what I mean? You gotta think about this. We went from being. I'm not gonna go back too damn far, but we went from being the mothers and fathers of civilization to actually teaching they ass basic shit like language. You know what I'm saying? How to even talk, or how to read, or how to fucking write, or how to walk. Mathematics, science, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? We were the ones that civilized them. I'm talking about in Europe, the white people. You know what I'm saying? But then the thing is, it's like, once they got a hold of power, like when we started falling and shit like that, then they were able to turn it around on us. Like, as a matter of fact, even, I know a lot of people don't want to admit this, but we even had them in slavery during that time. Like a while ago, we had them in slavery. We were fucking, we had they women, we were like basically prostituting they women and shit. Like, we had them as our fucking whores and them harems and all that type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? In fucking Europe. And we were creating fucking just whole, like, I don't want to say new races, but basically, like, we were creating different peoples from out of them and us, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so we went from being on top, ruling, teaching them, civilizing them, to it turning around, us falling, and then them coming, enslaving us, making it a crime, making it illegal, and all of this shit for us to learn, because they didn't want to go through that shit again. They was like, hell no, if we ever get a chance to be back on top, these motherfuckers, they going down. And we ain't gonna let this shit happen no more. So they went from that to turning around on us, making it illegal for us to learn or read or write or whatever. So just anything in society, basically, we couldn't do shit. We were just slaves. They made us their property, basically. You know what I'm saying? And like, literally for hundreds of years, they got free fucking labor. That's why they can do all of the shit they doing right now. That's why they have all of these companies, because they got free fucking labor for hundreds of fucking years. So they were able to, of course they're gonna be on top. You know what I mean? But the thing that messed us up is they put it in our mind that black is bad, or to not trust one another. That's our main problem. We don't trust each other.
Yeah,
we don't value each other. We don't trust each other.
But that's what I was saying before when we had this conversation. Is that to get around that, it's not, you don't even have to trust each other. It's all about using the laws to make people.
Yeah,
To
but
make people.
I'm talking about, you're not even dealing with that. I'm talking about just on a basic surface level, because yeah, of course that's important, and they use it too. Of course they use contracts, they use all that shit, because yeah, you can't trust everybody, because that's really not a black or white thing necessarily. Anybody can fuck you over, you know what I'm saying? You and your own family, so it really don't matter. But I'm talking about on a major scale, we don't trust each other as far as like just enough to even just do business with one another. Or to even you, like, oh, they think his shit is better just because it's from a white store. Like, for example, right? Today, I went on this fucking, I was on Hype Beast, right? Website, clothing website. They sell like different brands. I saw this new clothing brand I never heard of before. And it was like in the new section, right? Guess how much a tank top was?
$30.
With no fucking name on it. Just a plain tank top. A plain tank top.
$150.
$80 fucking dollars. $80 fucking dollars. And a t-shirt. A regular t-shirt. $150. And a fucking regular like long sleeve shirt or like a jacket. $250 fucking dollars. Never heard of this brand before. It's some new shit. The shit don't even look like nothing. But it costs this much. And guess what? On the picture, this model looking white dude wearing the shit. I'm not saying like that to be clowning, but I'm just saying like the genius is in that shit, right? It's just the genius. You have to think about it. Like I was saying, we were just talking about earlier before we started recording. We were talking about like, look at this magazine, right? Look at this shit, right? This Ralph Lauren purple label. And I was just like, look at this stuff, right? It's all about perception. Like, they're doing well. Like, look at this. They pick the best of the best looking of the people, the models and of their race, and they like put them in nice clothes or And it's not like that the clothes is any better or, you know, material and nothing like that, because it all comes from the same motherfuckers. They all got the same material. It's all been made in China and shit like that. But it's just about the perception and the name and just the way it looked, luxury, and we're doing good and we're looking happy and shit like that. The thing is, it's like, that's what make people, it's just the image, the idea, like, oh, like that's better. They're doing good, like I want that. And it ain't nothing but a fucking tank top. Yeah. $80. But I can't even sell a fucking $20 to $30 tank top to a
Well,
black
you got to
person.
do what they do. Get
To
a
a
white
black person.
model.
Yeah, I got white models. But no, but see, my point is this. White
Ah.
people buying it.
Right.
White people buying my shit. Asian people buying my shit. Is a black person buying it? No. No. But they'd go out and they'd spend $80 on this fucking tank top that nobody never heard of. Just so they can say, oh, I bought this tank top for $80. And it's the new David Chappelle or some bullshit, whatever. Like, wow, man, this shit is crazy. But anyway, our problem is, man, we need to just understand the principles of business, man, and
Yeah,
working together and growing and shit. That's what
but-
we need to understand.
But but the growing together and stuff like that, the solution to that
Teamwork.
is but the solution is when you look at other animals, how they work together and stuff, and you look at the plants, it's all done in small units. So I was talking to somebody. I said the whole thing about it is it's not black people we are united. Like, we're not dispersed one by one. It's not that we are united, but people don't see
I
where
don't
the
think so.
I know, but
I'm
people
gonna
don't
hear
see
you.
where the
That's it.
unison is. So it's, for instance, like me and you. Me and you can get along, okay? But you got your group of people. I got my group of people. Now, maybe everybody in my group of people might not like everybody in your group. So you got 40 people. I got 40 people. All those 40 people trust me. All your 40 people trust you. But those other 39 people, your 30 people in your 39 group won't trust the 39 in my group. And my group won't trust the 39 in your group.
See, that's
But,
fucked up.
no, but listen. But you and I trust each other.
Right.
So if we work together, then they're gonna work together with us
Well,
because
see-
of ours. But that's what they're doing.
But you know what? But the thing is, that sounds good in theory, but it ain't happening.
No, it is happening.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Okay, give me
does.
an example.
Okay. what I'm
How
saying-
long we been in these groups?
No, it's not those groups. It's not even.
I know,
those
you
groups.
just saying in
But
general.
I'm just saying, like, you got when you go out into the street, you got it's okay. The whole thing is look at the gangbangers.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of gangs, and you got people within gangs who might fight. You know, one group, you know, and they fighting in one group. Let's say like if you have like then Shoreline Crips, right? So you got within that group, they fighting each other.
Right.
You know, but there is one leader who can fix all that. Say, yo, we gonna stop this, watch it right now. Everybody say, okay. And then you got that group, and they might have another group, and them groups will go at it. But if the leader of that one group and the leader of the other rival group, if they know each other and they cool, and they say, okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop all the fighting. So they can do it, and then we're gonna work together. Now, now we're talking about 50,000 people, but I'm talking about small groups of, let's say, 10 or 3 or 5. It doesn't matter,
Right.
you know. And those groups work together and start building something, you know. And in those groups, so let's say like if you have 30, I have 30, then I'll talk to the people in my group, see what they could do. You talk to see, and we work together. We make plans and stuff like that, and then we start building. And then as we start building, of course, people are gonna fight. You know, that's like, you know, you got these corporations and the guys that were sexually harassing women sexually harassing, everybody screwing on work and, you know, doing all kinds of stuff. So the whole thing is you're gonna have those problems, but you're gonna have management. You know, you're gonna have people in management. You know, you're gonna have to build a management, but first get them together. So we got the unity is there. It's just that people don't see where the units are, and they don't see
You know
how
what?
they connect.
I'll say this. We can come together as far as unity, like you said, the unity is there. But our problem is we don't get shit done. That's what the problem I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we don't
but
get
you know
shit
why?
done. We do a lot of talking. We come together. We like to bullshit, jive, all of this stuff, and like party and all of it, but we don't get shit done.
But you know why? Because people don't know what to do, and they don't know what roles to play. Because a lot of people, knowledge is too limited.
Right, that's true.
And that's the biggest problem. Once you start giving people knowledge, then they're going to start to be able to go and do things.
But you know what? But it's like even when people that got limited knowledge, it's like even if you're trying to help them or tell them shit, motherfuckers don't want to listen. Or like
That's why
they want to make it sound like they actually know more than what they know, instead of just listening.
That's the power of
And
letters.
that's the problem.
Power of letters.
But see,
No. Internet media, you write down some of your idea, and you say, okay, such and such and such and such, and this is what we got to do. And people read that. And because
man,
it's
black
not
people don't
coming.
read, man. Black
Wow.
people don't read, man. I'm telling you.
Well, you
I hate to say it, but if we don't, because I proved
it don't
it.
have to be. It don't have to be so long. Just
It
like
don't.
Twitter.
But okay, you know what? Let's continue this. Let's cut and then we're gonna pick back up.